Hello everyone, sorry my video is late. Today is Tuesday the 5th of March. I was waiting to be assigned a topic on which to teach Tim about. So this week was Teach the Teacher. Well done to those of you that did that. It was great to see. And it's good to see how what I've actually taught you is paying off, so that's good. I'm glad I make sense sometimes. So my task from Tim was to teach Tim all about a Neapolitan sixth chord. So most of you probably realise that I'm doing A-level music this year, and one of the things that we're looking at is the Brahms symphony in C minor. Mostly C minor, I'll qualify that, Tim. So the movement we're looking at is the fourth movement, and it has some Neapolitan chords in it. Now, prior to doing this, I had no idea what a Neapolitan chord was. So a Neapolitan chord, looking at my notes, is a major chord which is built on the flattened supertonic degree of the scale. So a supertonic is the second degree of the scale. And it's normally referred to as a Neapolitan sixth, because well, in fact, why is it called a Neapolitan? Because I asked Tim this question. It's called a Neapolitan because it's associated with the Neapolitan school. Composers such as Giovanni Battista Pergolesi and Domenico Cimarosa, but other 18th century composers of Italian opera, so it's associated with them. And it's called a sixth because the interval between the bass note and the root of the chord is a minor sixth. There we go. So, for example, as it happens to be in the Brahms, in the key of C minor, the chord consists of D flat, F and A flat, so the root, third and fifth, but the F goes in the bass. So the interval between the F and the D flat is then a sixth, and that's why it's called a Neapolitan sixth. So Tim, I hope that's been of use to you today. I hope you now know all about the Neapolitan sixth and can identify them. So yeah, there we go. You live and learn, don't you?
Hello, Andy here. Free choice this week, I gather. So something I've just started working on. Those of you who are old enough will have seen the Blues Brothers film. And one track in it is Sweet Home Chicago. I'm having a go at this. Okay, lots of fluffs in there. It was a nice track, and My son's coming over from Canada shortly, and I'm hoping to play it with him on his guitar. Okay, thank you.
If I was a teacher, I would teach a student how to play triplets by using the technique, which is just any three-letter word that you want. You can say that along with playing the triplet at whatever speed it is, and I think it will help sort of keep you in time. Not three-letter word, three-syllable word, and you can say that along with the triplets with one syllable for each note. And I think repeating that word will also help keep all the triplets sort of the same sort of pace or something like that. Something like that. You can repeat any three-syllable word you want along with each of the triplets, and that technique has definitely helped me. So that's how I would teach someone to play them.
Okay. So, hi, it's Kerry. So this week's challenge for the video, oh sorry, camera wobble, is to teach something. Well, Lindsay's the master at teaching. However, come up with some idea. I don't know. I've struggled with this one. But something occurred to me that I wish I had done more of when I was first learning. And I think it would have helped me more than I realised. Although it's difficult, isn't it, to curb the enthusiasm for playing tunes and playing the instrument that you want to play and playing the tunes you want to play. However, something I wish I'd done more of is long note practice. Now I've seen videos online of those who've done long note practice, and it's quite strongly advocated, and of course I must admit I ignored it. I thought, why long note practice? I don't understand. Until I started to do notes that I was struggling with, like bottom D on the alto sax. This is bottom D, C, and the B flat. Yeah, when I was struggling with those, Lindsay made the suggestion that long note practice would be good because your throat gets used to opening enough to get the airflow for those lower notes, and suggested that using a tuner would help. Now, that was really my first discovery of using a tuner. Now, these are really, really cheap on eBay and various other outlets. Other websites are available. I mean, we've got used to tuning so that our instrument is in tune when we play the concert B or the concert A, to make sure that we're in tune with other instruments. But how often do we tune up each note? And that is long note practice, is trying to get, with these tuners, they've either got a metronome or a tuner situation. You've put it in E-flat mode, for my particular instrument is in E-flat. And as you can see, it's registering my voice, and you've got red lights and a green light. There, I spoke in a perfect B. The red lights is not in tune. So if you have a go at practicing long notes, this is quite useful to have, so that your throat is accurately positioned for each note that you play. And I wish I'd done that right from the start. I have noticed that I variate my tuning of notes. It's not always bang on, and I appreciate it doesn't have to be always bang on. But I think if I'd have made more effort to strengthen my throat and embouchure to get notes accurately, makes you sound better. So I wish I'd done that. So I'm going to demonstrate a little bit, because I started with doing the low notes, because those are the ones that I struggle to get. And repeatedly, it's like if I don't play them for a long time, I then have a piece of music where it crops up that there's a low C or a C sharp, or and I think, it's not coming out, it's not coming out. I have to go back to doing this again. I have to do long note practice and strengthen, or even scales. When it comes up to exam time, I have to start on a bottom C and go through. It's starting at that low note and getting it right every time, when you haven't done it for ages. See, maybe it's just me, I seem to lose the knack of doing it. So it's really good to keep up with long note practice. So you hold the note for ages and make sure that the green light comes on to show that you've got the note correct. I think there are also on your mobile apps that likewise have a similar, and they actually have some exercises there to do on some of those apps I've noticed, I've used.